Hello there, Henrietta. You will be coming home to see me next Friday, won't you? Hey, Mom. Yeah, I will. My husband will be bringing me over in the car, so I'd be super grateful if you could get someplace ready for me to leave my luggage. Understood. Say no more, sweetie. A space will be cleared. I've already spoken with Katie, and she says she'll have you all the room you need prepared for when you get here, so don't you worry. Thanks. Still, don't you think things would have worked out better for you if you'd have come earlier? I'm pleased you decided on a home birth, but you're pushing it a bit fine. Aren't you 8 months pregnant now? You do work at the same company as your husband, and not only that, he's the CEO. Surely he could have pulled a few strings and seen to it that you got to go on maternity leave a little earlier. Actually, it was on my wishes that I carried on working this late. If anything, I'm grateful he let me. Believe me, if Chris had gotten his way, I'd have been at home resting a month ago. Really? Well, if that's what you want, I suppose it's not really my place to argue otherwise. Well, thanks, Mom. I'll see you guys next week. I'll be leaving here to make it there sometime between 1 and 2 p.m. Got it. Katie, have you still not cleaned the front hallway? And what the hell's going on with Henrietta's bedroom? You were supposed to have it fully prepared and spotless yesterday. What are you still doing in there? I know I told you to give your bedroom to your sister. And don't forget to put the baby's bed in there either. She's giving birth in a month. I'm at work right now, Mom. Can't this wait? Why do you even have to rush me like this? My sister won't even be here until next week. I'll get everything done. Just chill out, okay? Do not tell me to chill out, young lady. And I am sick and tired of you working all the time. What do you think you are, a man? You give me all this crap about being a remote worker, but I don't buy it. I bet you're just using it as an excuse to slack off and watch anime or something, aren't you? Even if you really are working, you can't be making much money. Get off your high horse. I make more than enough money, actually. If you want to kick me out, then that's fine. I'll be out in a heartbeat. Don't say such ridiculous things. With you gone, who's supposed to care for your heavily pregnant sister? She'll be giving birth in a month. Don't be so heartless. Anyway, what's gotten into you all of a sudden? Feeling bold, are we? Oh, give me a break. There's no way a good-for-nothing loser like you could possibly be brave or capable enough to leave this house and make it on your own. You're stuck here, and don't you forget it. If there's half a brain hiding up in that head of yours somewhere, I suggest you keep your mouth shut, do what you're told, and look after your sister. Sure, whatever. Hey, Mom. I should be there in 30 minutes or so. Wow, you're a lot earlier than I was expecting. I made it off the highway, and I was expecting to be jammed up in traffic for hours on the way, longer than I expected, so I'll be arriving a little earlier than we planned. Well, that's excellent news, dear. Oh, nobody likes being stuck in traffic. The thing is, I'm out for a spot of grocery shopping at the moment. Oh, Katie should be at home, probably holed up in her room like usual. Just get her to help you if you need anything. Huh? Katie? But isn't she usually working at this time? I'd hate to disturb her while she was busy. I'm pretty sure she normally has a bunch of deadlines drawing close around this time of month. Oh, don't be silly, dear. Apparently she's one of these remote workers. Did you know? I keep hearing about them on the news and social media all the time. I guess that kind of thing is in fashion now. If we're honest, there's no way she could be making that much money from her bedroom. Pocket money at best. It pains me to have to say this about my own daughter, but she's no better than a NEET. Feel free to use her to your heart's content when you get there. Lord knows lowly grunt work is all that girl's good for. Hey, Katie, are you there? I just arrived home. Oh, hey, sis. Welcome home. Oh, thanks. Shall I help carry your stuff in from the car? Oh, listen, sis, there's something more important I need to ask you. I just saw you carrying something into the dog kennel in the back garden. But I thought that kennel belonged to our grandpa's old dog, Rusty, who died 30 years ago. I was sure it hadn't been used for anything ever since. Am I missing something? What were you doing in there? Oh, yeah, about that. What were you carrying in the kennel, sis? All of the things from my room. Huh? But why would you do that? Mom told me I have to live in there. Huh? You have to live in there? Sorry, I'm not sure I follow. It's fine. I hope you don't get the wrong idea. Granddad's dog was huge, right? I mean, he was before our time, but I've seen the pictures. It might be a kennel, but it's pretty much as big as kennels get, so it's not like I don't have space to live. Mom probably hasn't noticed, but I did some DIY and made a bunch of stuff for ease of living, and it's actually kind of a comfortable space to be in now. What the hell? You actually live in the dog kennel? But what are you doing there? Mainly just work. I also started sleeping there around a week ago. I sleep in there every night. Excuse me? The only problem I'm facing right now is the issue of what to do in summer when it gets really hot. Obviously, I don't have a cooler. I did find an old fan up in the attic, but it must be decades old because it's covered in rust and dust, and I don't think it works. I was thinking of calling a handyman and having him fit an AC system inside the kennel while Mom's not home. Katie, what the heck? Stop for a second. Could you tell me how you ended up living in the dog kennel, please? Huh? Jesus Christ, this is even more horrible than I imagined. Hey, Henrietta. Oh, I just got home. Sorry I'm so late. I bumped into an old friend in town and we went for a coffee and a catch-up. Before I knew it, it was nighttime. Hi, Mom. Did Katie help you? Yep. I had that worthless good-for-nothing sacrifice her bedroom to act as a baby room when the little one's born. Is that why she lives in the dog kennel now? Yes. I think it's perfect for a no-good waste of space like her, actually. Oh, what should we do about supper? Are you hungry? You haven't been home in ages. How about we celebrate by splashing out on some pizzas? Mom, I'm 8 months pregnant. Huh? So? Well, surely you know it's not advisable for me to be eating big, greasy slices of junk food. It's not that I don't want to, but I'm trying to look out for the baby with my diet. Oh, fair enough. Oh, that makes sense. Katie already made supper, so it's fine. Besides, I already showered. I'm too tired to do anything else tonight, so I'm gonna hit the hay. Good night. Oh, I see. Good night, dear. Katie, it's about what we discussed earlier. Oh? Mom just called you a worthless good-for-nothing. Is this how she normally treats you? Yes. What the hell is wrong with her? I always knew she had a habit of being unreasonably hard on you, but I never knew she had it in her to act like this much of a psycho. No way. Did she get worse when I moved out? Sure, she did, but I don't mind. I'm used to it now, so it's not a big deal. It so is a big deal! You've been getting a ton more graphic design work lately, right? I've seen how much they charge on those freelancing sites. You must be doing pretty well for yourself. Not only that, but didn't you land a project with Globex Corporation recently? I can only imagine how juicy their rates are. Anyway, Mom seems to be under the impression you hardly make any money. She's been treating you like dirt, hasn't she? This is unacceptable, Katie, and you don't have to live like this. Besides, there are people in this town who know about your job, right? You know how people talk and stuff. All it takes is for one of the neighbors to say the wrong thing, and Mom will find out you make far more money than she thought you did. If she finds out how much you earn, she'll get 1,000,000 times worse. She'll exploit you for every cent you have, I'm sure of it. I don't want to be exploited. Well, in that case, surely you understand this isn't the time to be laying around doing nothing. Yeah, a chill just went down my spine when I read your messages. I need to do some serious thinking about my future. It's probably best you reach a decision by the time I've had the baby. She'll probably be on her best behavior while I'm here, but I don't even want to think about how she'll get when I leave. I'll help you with whatever you need, sis, I promise. Okay. Thanks a lot, Henrietta. This really means a lot. Hey, sis, congrats on the birth. Hey, Katie, thanks. I get that you're probably still super tired, so I'll keep this short and sweet, but I've made my decision. I'm leaving home with you when you leave. All right, understood. Great. In that case, you can block Mom now. Leave the rest to me. Okay, sis, you got this. Just make sure you don't overdo it, okay? Thanks for always looking out for me. Hi, Mom. Apparently, Henrietta's getting discharged from hospital next Wednesday. That's what the doctors just told me while I was visiting her, so I figured I should let you know. I see. Okay. One more thing. Apparently her husband's parents will be visiting her the day before, on Tuesday, which means the hospital ward she's staying in is going to be unusually busy with people coming and going. I hope you don't think we're being rude, but it'd probably be better if you didn't come out of consideration for the other patients. I see. I guess it can't be helped. All right, fine. I'll keep my distance on Tuesday. More importantly, where are you right now? Get your ass to the kitchen and start cooking my supper, you slacker. If there's even a single speck of dust in Henrietta's or the baby's room, I'll have your head on a plate. I mean it, young lady. Fine. Katie? What the hell is going on here? Explain yourself. Where are Henrietta and the baby? I just went to the hospital to pick her up for her discharge, but the nurses told me she was discharged yesterday. You told me she was getting discharged today, on Wednesday. What the hell do you think you're playing at? Answer me now. Katie! Yep. Are you whining about my sister's discharge day from the hospital? You're right. It was yesterday. What? Henrietta was planning to stay at home with you for another 2 months, right? Apparently, she suddenly changed her mind and decided to go home. What the heck are you talking about? None of what you're saying makes any sense at all. I haven't even seen my granddaughter yet. Why would she leave the hospital without letting me see her? Oh, the birth might have been tough, but this is where the real fight begins. Why would she turn down my help with bringing up her newborn baby? Does she know how difficult it is to care for a little human? The fight, huh? You know, that could take on a double meaning given that you were planning to try and make Henrietta and her husband get a divorce. Huh? Wait, how do you? Thanks to your irresponsible spending, Dad's inheritance money is set to run out soon, right? But according to you, I'm just a good-for-nothing, worthless NEET who makes nothing more than pocket money at best. Since you already burned your bridges with me by being so hateful and abusive, the only person you have left in the world to rely on is Henrietta with her job at the major global company, right? Burned my bridges? What are you talking about, dear? My sister only needed the cot while she was here until the time she went back home after the birth, so you could have just had me put the baby's bed in her room with her, couldn't you? But instead, you went out of your way to have me move all of my things out of my room and forced me to live outside in the dog kennel to make a separate room for the baby. I guess my sister must have figured out what was going on when she found out I was living in the garden. She asked me to tell her everything, why I ended up living in the dog kennel, what else you'd been doing to me all this time since she moved out. I told her what you said to me. You know, that apparently she was thinking about divorcing her husband, Chris. You told me that the whole home birth thing was just a cover. That she could have a regular hospital birth with Chris there, but she was using it as an excuse to get away from him and had no intention of going home. I told her about all the lies you'd been filling my head with. Of course, I know they're lies now, but I didn't at the time. Oh my God, are you being for real right now? The whole thing with you wanting Henrietta and the baby to have separate rooms was just a ploy to lay the groundwork for her moving back in with you permanently, wasn't it? Obviously, she couldn't have her own room if I had mine, so you forced me to live in the dog kennel. Henrietta was livid when I told her. I swear I've never seen her that angry, not even close. It turns out her husband Chris is actually super nice. He was there while I told her everything, and he tried his best to calm her down while being really sympathetic towards me for everything you'd put me through. I don't know how I didn't realize it until now. Was it Stockholm Syndrome? Did I try and rationalize your abuse because I felt I had no way out? Jeez, I seriously don't know. But I know now. I'm done letting you treat me like crap, Mom. My eyes have been opened and I am never going back to that. I've been doing some thinking and I came to a decision. You should know I just got done escaping from you. Huh? Katie, are you there? Where are all your things? All your belongings have disappeared. Of course they have. I have no intention of ever coming back, so why would I leave my things behind? But you have a responsibility to care and provide for me. Huh? And what makes you think that? You need to take responsibility for tattling about me to your sister, you goddamn irresponsible moron. Do you have any idea how much you've screwed things up for me? I don't care if I have to work you to the bone. I'm going to find you a job where you can make some real money, and you are going to work. I expect every cent of the money I spent on your education back, because it clearly didn't get you anywhere. Sorry, Mom, but I really don't think I owe you anything. Huh? I'm pretty sure Grandpa paid to put me through school. And it was my big sis who paid my college tuition fees, which means I owe you a grand total of $0. Sorry, Mom, but your absurd demands aren't going to work with me. I suggest you find some other way to come up with the money you need to get by. I already gave you 90% of my wages every time I got paid at the part-time supermarket job I had in college. Ever since Henrietta got married and moved out around the time I graduated college and started working, I've been paying every cent of the rent and utilities on your house, haven't I? Huh? The utilities? The rent? And you know that's not all, because I paid for all of the groceries whenever I did the shopping, which I did a lot. What? Basically, I've been pretty much paying for you to exist ever since my sister moved out. What? No way. Oh, this can't be. Have you lost all conception of the fact it costs money to live? I totally forgot. Yep, that's what I thought. Anyway, the bottom line here is that I don't owe you a single cent, and I've more than paid you back for anything you've ever done for me, or rather, been forced to against my will, you frickin' salary thief. Hey, don't call me that. But wait, how could you ever afford to pay all of that stuff? I thought you were a NEET. It clearly didn't go in when I told you the last million times, so here's 1,000,001. I have a proper job and I earn a proper salary. If it still hasn't made it through that thick skull of yours by now, you have no one to blame but yourself. I don't care what happens to you, and you're not my problem anymore. Oh my God, Katie, no! How could you be so horrible? I'll believe you from now on, I swear. Oh, please don't do this. You must be one of the only people on Earth capable of being condescending while begging for mercy. You're unreal, Mom. Huh? I don't need your huh. I don't need anything from you. I'm not coming home, and that's final. My sister and I are both done with your crap, and we never want to see you again. What? Oh, Henrietta too? Oh my God, you can't be serious. Why would your sister do this to me? What did you think she was going to do when she found out you were plotting to get her divorced to her husband? Anyone in their right mind would tell you where to stick it after that, and that's exactly what she's doing. Fine, tell her I'm willing to forget the question of her divorcing Chris if she gives me another chance. Can you do that? There goes the condescension again. You can't help yourself, can you? Huh? This is a waste of time. Bye. Katie! My big sister was always our mom's favorite. There was Henrietta, always getting the best grades in her class, winning at every sports day, getting into the best college in the state, loved, cherished, and adored. And then there was me, my only talent to draw pictures, disdained and hated. My sister told me this later on. But apparently the reason she decided on the home birth was to check on the situation with me and my mom at home and carry out a rescue operation if necessary. After we made our escape, she patted me on the head and said, "I'm sorry it took so long, sis." I, being a big crybaby, couldn't handle the emotion and burst into tears on the spot. As for my mom, who got left behind all on her own, no longer able to afford the rent on the house, she had no choice but to go back to our hometown to live with her great aunt. Last I hear, she currently spends her days being worked like a dog on her aunt's farm for less than minimum wage. For someone who spent so long living rent-free off of the hard work and effort of others, it must be pretty stressful. Oh well, she's not my problem now. Thanks for watching, folks. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to help out the channel by liking and subscribing. Did you think Mom got what she deserved in this one?
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey, Ray, are you there? I gotta talk to you about something real quick. Let me know as soon as you see this message. Hello, Warren. What can I do for you? Is everything okay? Yes, I realize that you may be out of the office right now visiting our site, so I hope that now is a good time to chat. That's no problem for me at all. I'm actually taking my lunch break at a cafe right now, so I have some time to text. Great. Well, I wanted to ask if you had any plans for tonight. Oh, well, no, I don't think I have any plans to speak of tonight. Although it is Friday, do you mind if I ask you why you're wanting to know? Well, I just wanted to ask you if you had any plans to go out tonight or anything like that. I know that you young people are always about, squeezing in your partying wherever you can get it. Right, I guess we can do that sometimes. But like I said, I don't have any plans or anything like that. Why do you ask? Do you think I'll have something overtime to do tonight or something? No, of course not. I was just wondering if you want to go out and grab some dinner with me is all. There's a new steak place that I've really wanted to try out. You want to invite me to go out with you to a steakhouse? Well, just think of it as a prize for yourself. I mean, this morning, when you locked in with a class into their contract, I just had never seen anything like it at all. You are great. I just want to show my gratitude for all you've done for our company. No, it was really nothing. I was just trying to tell them what they wanted to hear without lying to them. Don't be so modest. You really did great, I swear. This is what we do in the industry, don't you know that? You close a big deal and then your boss takes you out for dinner. What's so wrong with that? Or is it the restaurant? Do you not like steak or something like that? I don't mind going somewhere else like sushi or pasta or anything. You name it, it's my treat, honest. No, it's nothing like that. I really love a good steak. Steak sounds fine. Thank you. Well, okay then, it's decided. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you reaching out to me and offering to do this. Let's get dinner. That sounds like a fun time, actually. Aaron, are you there? I'm really sorry to be telling you this so last minute, but the thing is that I'm gonna be taking out one of my subordinates to dinner tonight, so I won't be eating at home.
Oh, really? But you didn't mention anything about going out for dinner tonight when you left for work this morning.
I know, I really didn't think that I was even gonna be doing this. But this employee is new to the company, but managed to close a really tough deal, so I gotta take him to show how thankful the company is.
Oh, I see. Well, that makes sense. I feel like this isn't the first time you've done something like this. But since you're already going out to eat, maybe I should take the kids out to eat somewhere as well. I was just thinking that it has been a while since we went out to a restaurant.
Well, I think that's a great idea. The kid deserves to eat out every now and then too. You should do that. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know that that was happening and that I'm not gonna be home until later.
No problem. Thank you for letting me know. I do appreciate it.
Oren, I'm really sorry to be bugging you like this, but can we talk? Ray, why are you texting me? What's the matter? I know that the food is taking a bit to come out, but there's no need to panic. No, sorry, it isn't that. I just have to tell you something that I saw. So, I was in line for the bathroom since there was only one that wasn't closed for cleaning, and anyways, well, I just saw something that was really weird. You saw something weird? Well, okay, what was it? Is everything okay? It was nothing too horrible, it's just that I saw this mom and her daughter sitting at the dinner table. And the mom's plate was full of food and looked like it had just been delivered from the kitchen, but the little girl only had a cup of water in front of her. And as I looked around the table, I realized that there was a second kid, a son. And the son, just like the mom, also had a plate full of food. Wait, what? So you tell me that this parent went to the trouble of taking her kids out to dinner but is only letting one of them have water? Well, actually, it's more that I'm looking at this family. The more that I think that it's your family, Oren. Wait, what? You telling me that you think the family that you're looking at right now is actually my family? You can't be serious about that, right? Well, I haven't seen them in person, but I've seen the pictures of your family that you have on your desk in the office plenty of times. And the little girl sitting at this table is the spitting image of your daughter in the photo on your desk. So you're telling me that the girl that's sitting at the table and only drinking water looks like she could be in high school then? If I had to guess, I would say that she looks like she could be a high schooler, yeah? Well, I do know that my little Sarah has been on a diet recently and has lost a little bit of weight. Unless she isn't even on a diet. You know what? I think that I made a mistake. I don't think that family is your family. I mean, what would be the odds of that? I just think that I was standing in line for so long that I started getting a little bit too in my own head. I didn't mean to worry you or anything. I'm really sorry if I did, but it's probably just better to forget all that I've said any of this. You really think that it was just your imagination? I really hope so. But just in case, when you get back to the table, I'm gonna go out to the bathroom and look at the family that you were talking about, okay? Okay then, sounds good. I'm just gonna head out of the bathroom right now, actually. Okay then, see you in a bit. Well, I went over to the bathroom and pretended to use it, and you were right. That is my family sitting over there. But I'm so confused. I managed to get pretty close to their table without them noticing me, and I heard my wife telling my daughter that she was allowed to have water. While her and my son get gushing over how good the food was, she was clearly just trying to make my daughter feel even worse. I see. Oren, I'm so sorry. I really don't know what to say to this at all. It's okay, Ray, but I think if it's okay with you, I'd like to invite my daughter over to our table. You want to invite your daughter to come and eat with us? Well, I said that I got close enough to their table without them noticing me, but I think my daughter Sarah did actually notice. I texted her from the bathroom, telling her to keep an eye on her phone for me. I figured I would talk about this with all of you before we moved forward at all. Oh, I see. Well, I really don't mind at all if that's something you want to do. It sounds like your daughter probably isn't enjoying herself at all anyway, so by all means, invite her over. Okay then, just a second. Hey, Oren, I just wanted to thank you again for dinner. I can't remember the last time that I ate that well, and it really meant a lot to me that you wanted to take me out. No, don't worry about that. Besides, I only took you out because of all the hard work that you've been doing. Besides, I don't know how grateful you should really be to me, seeing as you ended up getting sucked into my family drama for just a bit. Oh, you really don't have to worry about that, Oren. I'm just glad that you were able to get your daughter out of that situation and have her come and sit with us. Yes, well, it only dawned on me that when she came to the table, that you probably have no idea about anything regarding my family, really. Especially the fact that Sarah is my daughter from a previous marriage and that Erin is my second wife who has her own son. We've been married for 2 years already, and I really did think that things were going well for all of us. But I had no idea that she really disliked Sarah that much. Well, I know that this isn't really my place to say anything about any of this, but I just want to let you know that if I can help in any way, I'd be more than happy to. Thank you, Ray, that really does mean a lot to me. And you might just regret telling me that because I may actually call you in for some assistance at some point.
What is the meaning of this, Oren? You can't actually be serious about this, right? Are you really going to divorce me? For what? What did I even do?
Erin, are you really gonna tell me that you have no idea what those divorce papers might be about at all? You really have no idea why I might want to divorce you?
Well, I guess there was that time about a month ago that I had to leave Sarah with your mom at the very last minute. But I only did it because your mom lives so close to Sarah's high school and I really didn't have time to go and pick her up. Surely that isn't what this is all about though, right?
You're so close and yet so far. It's something that happened about a month ago. You're right about that. But can you guess at all about what else it could be?
You mean it wasn't about that? Well then, what could this possibly be about? I really have no idea in the slightest. Can't you just tell me?
I'm talking about what you did to Sarah at the steakhouse. You took both of our kids out to eat there, and yet you only let my daughter drink water while your son was able to eat his fill.
Wait, hold on. What are you talking about? Where is this all coming from? Did Sarah tell you that? Surely you don't really believe that, right? Of course I let her eat. She can eat whatever she wants. Why would I care about that? In fact, she actually ate the most out of all three of us when I took them out for dinner then. I was actually so surprised at how much she was eating because she's always going on about her diet, you know. But she didn't really seem to mind.
Erin, just give it a rest. I was in that same restaurant while the three of you also were.
Wait, what? What do you mean you were there with us? It was just the three of us. I'm sure that you weren't there at all.
You're right. I wasn't there eating with the three of you. But I told you about how I was going to be taking out one of our employees for a dinner, right? Well, we went to that same steakhouse, and while the two of us were there, we saw what you were doing to Sarah. Well, my coworker actually saw it first. I only went over to check on you after he told me he thought he saw my family there.
Hold on a second. So then, when Sarah left the table because she said she was getting a phone call from a friend and then never coming back.
That's right. She wasn't really getting a phone call from a friend. I just invited her over to have dinner with my colleague and I. We were in another part of the restaurant, so I guess that you didn't actually see where we were sitting.
You've got to be kidding me. You aren't actually serious about all this, are you?
Of course I'm serious, but I have to say that I'm just shocked at all that Sarah told me while we talked that night. She let me know all about how when I wasn't there that you would treat her so awfully.
Me? What on earth are you talking about? I've done nothing on the sort. You aren't really going to take her word over mine, are you?
I thought I told you to just drop the act already. Sarah even had recordings of you yelling at her at home. And she told me about how you stole her money that she got from her job and never sent her to school with enough food. She even showed me all that she wrote in her diary about what you were doing to her.
But see? Why would she do that? I didn't even know that she had it in her to talk about all this. She's always so sad and quiet at home. Why does she open up to you?
I just want you to know that I was talking to a friend of mine who is currently studying law, and he told me that there is nothing that can stop this divorce from happening.
Oren, please, just calm down. Surely we can talk about this. I mean, I know you told me to drop off Sarah at her grandma's so that she could live there for a while, right? I thought that was your way of choosing us over her.
It was never about that. I sent my daughter to go and live with her grandma so she wouldn't have to live with you or her son.
And so you're really just going to divorce me then? It isn't fair. You can't do this to me.
Well, it's either that or we could take this matter to court.
Court? Are you threatening to sue me? For what? I didn't even do anything wrong. Please, you can't do this to me, Oren.
Of course I can. But if you just agree to sign the divorce papers, then I'll accept Sarah's bereavement payments via the alimony.
Bereavement payments? What on earth are you talking about? You mean on top of divorcing me, you're really going to try and make me pay? It wasn't like I was out cheating on you or something. I was just trying to show Sarah some tough love.
I don't care what excuses you have. The fact of the matter is that you are treating my daughter terribly despite marrying me and becoming her mother-in-law. So you might as well save all your excuses for her.
But this can't really be happening. Are you really going to choose your daughter over your own wife? You wouldn't be so crazy as to do that, would you?
Are you going crazy? Of course I'm gonna choose my daughter. I was always going to choose my daughter.
But it's really that easy for you. I don't believe it.
Anyways, just know that this divorce is going to happen. I've already talked to a lawyer about it and she said it's gonna be pretty cut and dry.
You mean you've really already gone out and hired a lawyer for all of this? I guess you really are serious about leaving me.
Of course I'm serious. Even if you told me you were gonna stop all this nonsense and treat my daughter fairly, it still wouldn't change my mind. The only thing I want from you now is an agreement to the divorce. That's the only way I can save my daughter from you.
But I don't want a divorce. I don't want to leave you, Oren. Surely it doesn't have to be this way, right?
If you didn't want it to be this way, then you should have treated my daughter how you did in the first place.
But then what about my son? You're really going to walk away from this marriage and him when he didn't do anything?
No, please, I know that you and your son have both been bullying my daughter together. I'm so glad that you two could bond over treating someone so horribly. By the way, I've canceled the lease for our place, so you and your son have until the end of the month to move out.
Cancel the lease to our apartment? How could you do that?
Why would I want to live with the woman who I'm divorcing? You better start packing up your stuff quick and look for a new place to live, too.
But then, you're really going to leave me as a single mother? You're just going to cast my son and I into a life of poverty because we were teasing your daughter a little bit. Are you still sure that you want to go through this divorce? I really think that it would be best if you didn't. I mean, who is going to want to marry a man your age with a kid who's been divorced twice?
I don't care. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make sure my daughter is safe. Besides, I did a little more digging and learned about something about your last divorce. You told me that you and your husband split up because of an affair, but now I realize that it was you who was engaging in it.
Wait a second. How did you find all that out? And just who are you to judge me anyways? You and your wife probably split because you were cheating on her.
Actually, my wife died of cancer.
Oh, well, I don't have anything to say on that.
And I don't have anything more to say to you except that you had better pay me by the deadline you agreed to, or else. Hey, Ray, are you there? I just wanted to be the first to say welcome back from your business trip. Oh, thank you, Oren. I appreciate that. I was just gonna drop off my papers at the office and then I was gonna go home. I see. Well, if you don't have any plans, I was thinking you and I could go out for the night. Oh, well, I haven't made any concrete plans since I'm just getting back. Excellent. I have another really great place I'd love to take you. Kind of a local hole in the wall that not really a lot of people know about. It'll be my treat, so what do you say? Well, I really appreciate the invitation, but you just took me out to eat the other month. I couldn't possibly ask you to do that again. Well, I just thought I'd invite you out so I could tell you how the rest of our family drama went since last month. Thankfully, I was able to solve it without having to call you in for anything after all. After that, I went out with Oren and met him at the address that he gave me. The restaurant was tiny and packed, but the food was delicious. I noticed that Oren seemed to be a lot happier than usual. He told me all about how he had found out what his wife was doing to his daughter. He told me about how he realized that he had to get her out of that situation no matter what it took. Then he told me about the divorce and how he convinced his wife to pay a huge sum to settle any future legal issues that might be between the two of them. Oren told me about how he and his daughter have moved in with his mom for the time being, and that they are looking for their own place. He said that now it's just him and Sarah together, and he wants to make sure that he has everything he needs for a happy life, and that he makes sure he's there to be a part of it.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.